Hey everybody, welcome back to the Teenaging Podcast. My name is Nikki and I'm joined today by
Rihanna.
and
Sarah.
okay, cool. Yeah, so like in the recent episodes, one topic that keeps resurfacing is like our extremely unhealthy TikTok addiction. And I don't know, I feel like we just have to address it. Or just like talk about it because I think it's a really relatable and interesting episode for us all to talk about, and because it just like keeps appearing in every other episode. Because apparently the app has been we've our lives like have been revolving around that app this entire time. TikTok has been my demise. It's my kryptonite, okay? I don't know what's so addicting about that. I keep coming back to the app no matter how many promises I make to myself, no matter how many promises I say, "Oh, I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that." It just never happens. Um because yeah, and like even before today, I was still watching TikTok for like a good half an hour or like 40 minutes. It passes time so quickly as well.
And have you guys seen the new Debbie Ryan meme that's like popping up everywhere right now, all over TikTok? It's
Yeah,
literally
like
every person on my For You page is just making fun of Debbie Ryan.
yeah, I don't know why it's been such a trend. Like it just pops
Literally,
up randomly.
one day someone woke up and was like, "Y'all remember Radio Rebel? Like
Wait, I've never watched the show. Why?
the movie?
Don't.
It's
Oh,
so
okay.
bad. Oh my god!
What is it about?
It's like her like creating like a school like radio or whatever." And
Mm.
I can't remember what else happens. I just remember school radio. She likes this guy, and she makes that infamous face.
The little tuck behind, like hair tucked behind her ears, and the
Her
smirk.
chin down on her neck.
Have you seen the way she walks? No, I'm
Oh
so
my
sorry.
god.
One day, all the fans are actually gonna push the actor out of acting. Like, like, what is this sudden bullying? You know, like she's what? How old is she? Like 16 at that
No,
time?
she's not 16. She's in her 20s, isn't she?
Is she?
She's definitely
Yeah.
nearing her late 20s now.
Oh.
Nikki's so out of it. She's like Debbie Ryan. Who I remember her from Hey Jessie.
I thought
Hey
it was
Jessie.
I thought it was like a little girl.
No, she's in her like late 20s. She's a girl in Insatiable.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that movie or show, whatever it was, got so much backlash, but
I haven't
That's
even
diff-
watched it because the backlash was too big for me to care.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's also other memes like, oh, you know the Timothy
Chalamet.
Salamander,
Chalamet.
the edits.
Oh my god! All of them starts with the music. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Like literally, I don't even have TikTok, and I see those reposted on Instagram all the time. But honestly, like when you find like a good one, like you might even like somebody that you follow, an actor or an actress in one of those. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna save this. This is kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's kind of sad, but I always save the one with like 2D characters. Oh my god, have you guys seen the one with the KFC man? The old KFC man?
No.
No.
Ah! Oh, okay.
Have you seen the one with the 90-day fiance, dude?
Oh.
That one was beautiful.
But yeah, those memes are so funny, especially like all the edits that people have been making. I feel like I want to jump in on that too and make the edits myself. Oh, there was one where people make like couple photos. I mean, yeah, like they compile couple photos and everything. It's so cute and like
Nikki's like, I want to make one of those, but I don't have a couple.
yeah, that's exactly my point. Oh, but Sarah, it still like shocks me that you don't have TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like as you can see, I still know what you guys are talking about, so
Yeah,
there's no
but
point.
that's like cheating. You can't do that. You either have the app or you just don't watch TikToks.
Listen, I don't need to, like I'm not trying to get addicted. Like, you know what I mean? I gotta have some type of self-control to finish my work. I'm already struggling with Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus. I don't need to add to that.
Disney Plus kind of boring.
I literally rewatched all the Marvel movies just because like we were in quarantine and there was nothing else to do. So I just like rewatched them for like the third time.
But, don't okay.
But you could have fixed that boredom with interesting, funny TikTok.
Yeah, but like I prefer Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans.
Mm.
What?
Don't blah, okay? They're
Blah.
Black Widow and Captain America. I don't need this blah from you.
I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna get bashed, not you.
Yeah.
But you don't get like the raw material. You get the.
Oh my god, my sister has TikTok. I can see what it's like to have TikTok. I understand.
No, you confessed the other day that you were the app.
What? Yeah, no. I wonder. Like one day, like I was like really bored, and I was like, what if I had TikTok? Like, what could what would the difference be? But then I was like, no, I need to stay strong and not download it.
Stay strong, as if like you succumbed to the TikTok hole.
Do you know how many awkward situations I've been in and I just bring up TikTok and we immediately start bonding? Sarah, that could be you.
Yeah, but I don't get into awkward situations because I'm pretty good at small talk.
Okay,
Oh,
flex. Okay.
Flex on
Alright.
small talk. That's not really a flex, is it?
It kind of is.
but like jokes aside, I understand why you would. Yeah, it's like a really bad extreme addiction. Like it's good to watch it in moderation, okay? But it's so easy to just get hooked and just keep scrolling. Like I remember I was talking to my teacher, and he was like, I once downloaded TikTok and I got hooked for 3 hours, like straight 3 hours before deleting it. And that's how easily the app can just like grab you in and like make you succumb to the deep, endless. I was gonna say
Deep, endless girl.
yeah, like the. But you know, I think it's because it's like it creates this very, I guess, close or like intimate, I guess, community of people.
Yeah.
It's like a one stream thing. You know how Instagram and you like there's just so much content and it's so niche as well. Like you
Yeah.
pick specifically what you want to follow, but for TikTok, like
It's given to you
yeah,
right on a platter. And there's been actually like scientific experiments done about that where people like they think that they would want more options and like have more variety to pick from. But like if you look at people's like brain scans when they do stuff like that, when they're just given like a limited amount, or as TikTok is, it's just one stream, right? They're more satisfied because it's just given to them. They're not thinking about what they're missing out on. And I guess that's like the effect of TikTok. It's all given to you and you just keep scrolling because you know that you'll find something. It's endless.
Yeah, and I also find that like it's such like a good community where you know what's going on when someone brings it up. Like someone could make a TikTok like, "Oh, did you guys see that new challenge?" And you're like instantly you're like, "Yes, I know that challenge because it's been on my For You page." And you don't feel like left out or like anything because you know what's happening. Because everyone gets like the same line of TikToks and challenges and
Lol.
trends. So yeah.
right? Like it's a completely different algorithm from Instagram where you only get specific things that you follow in different like accounts, you know? And for TikTok, you don't need to follow those accounts to see it. So like you can be updated on the same things like a million other people are. And they're always updated with trends, so it makes people feel like they're part of something, you know?
Yeah.
Like you as long as you know you keep scrolling, I guess you'll always be updated with new trends. And new like I guess like things you can jump on the bandwagon with. So if yeah, it's more like an intimate community almost. So I can
Yeah.
understand why people feel so addicted like us, and it kind of solves, I guess, the quarantine boredom and like the loneliness
The
that we
deep
develop.
void for connection.
Yeah, it's basically it. You know?
I mean, yeah.
And the other thing, like, it's not too big on marketing, so it's very like it's purely just creators. Like it's like YouTube. almost, but a lot more condensed and personal. Even though there are promotions on TikTok, I don't think there are as many as like other platforms, at least just
Yeah.
yet, So then, you're not bombarded with just advertisements, which is, I
And
guess,
the stuff
good.
TikTok promotes is not like very toxic. It's not like, oh, flattening teas and like hair vitamins or whatever. It's like songs that are popular right now or challenges that everyone's doing.
Hmm.
So it's very, I don't really find it toxic as much as Instagram can be sometimes.
You know what? Yeah, like I know what you mean, but I don't know, like for me, I feel like it is actually kind of toxic almost. Like I don't know, people are so easy to, I guess, criticize other people just by duetting them or just commenting, and people think it's cool, so they do it as well. I'm gonna sound like a parent, but like yeah, like I feel like it's gotten actually quite toxic because it's so easy for someone to judge others and make a TikTok about it. There's TikTok like the call out expose TikToks,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, or even like shaming other, like our exes or other people's exes just
Oh
purely
yeah.
by looks. They'll be like, they post a TikTok of a pretty photo of themselves and be like, this is what my ex missed out on, as if looks only matter in a relationship.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
the only like core salient element that determines how much like what like how your relationship is sustained,
Yeah.
like even little ideas like that are constantly presented in very, I don't know, yeah, it's toxic, and it's so easy to get on the For You page because it's disguised as like empowerment, and like, oh, and like self-love, and like, oh, I'm so strong, look at me, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. um so yeah, like, and the thing is, because it's so um comedic, and the episode comedic, it's hard to kind of have a like have more, I guess, intellectual or analytical content. There are some, like, I'm not going to deny there's a lot of variety out there, but it's mainly just comedic, so there's no chance to, I guess, call out these people or just actually say, you know what, you're wrong, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
actually, I have seen a lot of TikToks like that. It's just like, yeah, I'm saying it's actually kind of toxic because it's so easy for people to judge.
I think that when it comes to that whole thing that Rihanna was talking about feeling like there's like some type of community because everybody's watching the same thing and looking at the same jokes, and it's all like one stream, and um as individualized as Instagram is, or
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, where like it's more of like an algorithm. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's like a special part of TikTok, and it definitely makes it more addicting because people feel like they belong to something and they understand like a lot more jokes, and they just, I don't know how to explain it, but I get why there's an appeal for it. For me at least, not having TikTok on the other side of the scale, I still like see everything. And I don't necessarily feel like there's a need for it because it's always expressed to me, and still like friends always tell me about it. And I think that TikTok, underneath just being an app, shows people kind of like the longing of wanting to be a part of something, feeling like they're included in something. So I guess what we can take from TikTok is we need to talk to each other more, and like actually like we need to talk to each other more instead of being so
Yeah.
superficial, like, because the thing about Instagram is it's all about like, look how pretty I am. And the reason that TikTok is doing so well is because it's more relatable, and people are seeing sides of other people's lives that they can actually relate to, issues, problems. Like, we're seeing the whole Debbie Ryan thing. Everybody finds that funny. And then you have like TikToks about like online school. So everybody feels like they have something to add there. And it's not really like a competition to see who's the most attractive or who's the most like rich person on this platform like Instagram is. So I guess what we can take away from that is we need to talk to each other more, that on a level that's not so superficial but connecting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like one of the reasons why we're so addicted is because it feels that void of like need to be connected to others.
Mm.
And I can see that when, I get so addicted, and after I stop, I feel this like just wave of guilt, and like, oh my God, I have wasted time. I've wasted like the last 40 minutes when I could actually do something productive and connect to others in real time. So then, that kind of shows how we're just using this as a shortcut to um not only be entertained but to feel like a lot less lonely, which I think
Mm-hmm.
after we know that, it's a good opportunity, yeah, to, as Sarah said, to reach out. um I know that it's really hard to fix like a bad habit, especially when you know you've been, I guess, doing it for such a long time. But it's only little steps that you need to take. So let's say instead of waking up in the morning and the first thing you do is go on TikTok or whatever, um you know like what like make a schedule for yourself. I feel like for me at least, it's nice to know what I have to look forward for the day, instead of just blindly, um going back to TikTok. So it's nice to know, like, what, first thing in the morning, let's say for today, we're gonna record the podcast, or I'm just gonna read a book. So there's another option for you there that's a
Mm-hmm.
lot more enjoyable, um
Mm-hmm.
and even like, I know it's hard, but even for me, like, I already fixed one of my bad habits, which is like watching something while eating. And I hate that because I would take forever to eat, and I don't and would just like waste my time. It doesn't work for everybody, right? Like, I understand why people do why people do that. um but I feel like for me, sometimes I can just stay for like, let's say there's a 30-minute video about only need to eat for 10 minutes. I would stay there for the whole 30 minute. Like, that's really bad, you know?
Oh,
Yeah, so I think that's a good way to end it. So with just, if you have a TikTok addiction, I still can't pronounce that. Limit your time, put a timer if you have to. It doesn't mean you have to wipe out the episode. I mean, sorry, you have to delete the app completely, erase it from your life. But you just watch it in moderation. Um,
yeah.
wow, we sound like parents. But yeah.
So that brings us to the end of our episode. We have a quick announcement. We've created a TikTok account. Whoa. Wow, the meta in that. Yeah, so we created a TikTok account. It's called the Teenaging Podcast. Give it a follow. We're gonna have some great content on there. When we release this episode, it's gonna be like a week later, so we haven't actually created it yet. But like, hopefully by the time you get there, there's some like, nice content, whatever that is.
Wow, I'm all the preaching about, watch it.
Yeah, watch it in moderation, but like mainly on our account. Um, so yeah, follow that, and also remember to follow our Instagram, the Teenaging Podcast, our Twitter, the Teenaging Pod, our YouTube, the Teenaging Podcast. And if you have any questions, dramas, advice that you would like us to give, or advice you have for us, go follow our anonymous page. It's also the Teenaging Podcast. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.